Hi guys, I'm Eric Ryan and welcome to my channel, The Fashion Consultant, where I analyze music videos by breaking down the fashion that we see and determine if what we see fashion-wise matches what we hear lyric-wise, whether that's the lyrics of the song or the title of the song. So today, we're going to analyze Jennie and Doechii's song Extra Large. Love Jennie, I love Blackpink. So first, let's start with the color analysis of this video. We see cream, we see dark red, we see gold, which is expressed in the accessories that Jennie and her dancers are wearing, and we see purple, which is in that second look, but we're going to start with these three colors first before we get into the purple. So cream, which is typically associated with elegance and calmness. Now, dark red, which is still a red, is a little different than our regular red that's typically associated with danger, anger, and things like that. Dark red is typically associated with, you know, power, is associated with luxury, um, you know, deep passion. Now, gold is associated with wealth, it's associated with luxury, it's associated with success. So those are definitely pairing well here, um, based on some of the lyrics that I'm already hearing. And then since I've already seen the color purple, and I don't mean the movie, since I've already seen the color purple in that second look, let's just talk about the color purple so we can just complete our color analysis in the very beginning. So purple, similar to gold and dark red, is associated with luxury and power, but it's also associated with royalty. So the colors here is definitely telling some type of story about power, luxury, success, wealth. So let's see how that ties into the lyrics that we're going to hear and things like that. Now, before we do that, let's talk about um, some things that I'm noticing. So one, Jennie is wearing a suit. Specifically, she's wearing a pantsuit. And then her dancers are wearing a blazer as well, a suit as well, but with the skirt. So let's just, before I further my analysis, let's just continue watching the video so that way we can see Doechii. The purple look again. Okay, so Doechii is also wearing a cream suit, literally the same colors as Jennie, just different in terms of the styling and the bra tops and things that they're wearing. So I'm gonna pause it right here. So let's analyze them together. Essentially, they're kind of wearing matching suits with a little difference to it. Doechii pants are definitely more fitted, and the Jennie pants are a little more wide legged. They both are sporting blazers that have gold embellishments on it, from the buttons down to the clasp in the middle of it. Um, Doechii has a gold necklace and everything like that. So the fact that these are women, um, and they're both wearing suits is definitely implies a sense of power here, as we know that historically men have been the ones to wear suits, and nowadays suits is definitely a symbol of power. um, and let's just remember that our history always kind of shown like men in power or figures of power more so up until World War II, I would say, where it was essential for women to enter the workplace due to the military draft that had drafted so many men in the United States that there was a shortage of jobs. And in order for the US to continue being prosperous and um, run and function correctly, women had to step into the men's shoes or step into their pants, or let's just say wear the pants and take ownership and take over those jobs and keep them going and keep them flowing so that way the US can flow. Now, um, so yeah, like these suits definitely represent a sense of authority, power, and confidence. And when I think about some of the lyrics I heard that Jennie said earlier, it's like, all my girls looking good and all my girls got their own money, further supports this power and ownerships of one's life. You know, these women, they don't need a man. They don't need to wait for a man and depend on a man like how it used to be in yesteryear. That's not the case anymore. So it's definitely given a um, very independent woman, very Miss Independent, you know. And then paired with this creamy white color, definitely exudes a high level of elegance, which is perfect because the color cream is again associated with elegance, calmness, and purity a bit. And then let's talk about just some of the accessories, right? So obviously we can see that Jennie and Doechii are both adorned with like gold accessories as well as their dancers. Um, which again, gold is associated with wealth, is associated with luxury and success, which again further support kind of the lyrics that I'm hearing Jennie sing about in terms of women having their own money and funding, i.e., success, you know, not needing the assistance of a man. So that story, that message is definitely loud and clear with the lyrics so far and with the colors that they are wearing. Um, Also, we have to talk about that pop of red, that pop of dark red. So we see pops of red, with this cream suit, and the red is showcasing her bra, it's showcasing her shoes, and even in this picture, in her nails, and even in this picture, Doechii has the red beads. Um, and again, this is dark red. So, this isn't just the normal red. So it's definitely different. So dark red has a slight difference in meanings in terms that it represents power, luxury, again, like we mentioned earlier. And I'm going to even say intensity. So based on the lyrics, I think it's safe to say that the dark red that we see is definitely meant to express power and luxury, which is really complimentary again to the whole symbol of the suit here in this first look. Um, Something else that I'm noticing and that I like just in this picture of them sitting down in the chair is that Doechii has braids and that Jennie has this like Chinese bob thing, which I think is just really cute because it kind of just feel very culturally relevant to each of their own individual cultures. So I like that a lot. But let's continue this video. It's Jennie with the little grill in her mouth for me. Okay, so there is a man here. Their blazers are off. Something that I'm noticing. So, um, something I'm noticing is that Jennie, she has a like evil eye necklace, and I had saw that evil eye necklace. I mean the evil eye on Doechii's earrings when they were in the chair. So here in the chair, we can see the evil eye in her necklace, in her earring. And then Jennie has this evil eye on her necklace. It's still mainly gold, so that's great, but it's just interesting to see the evil eye here because I think that it looks cool first and foremost, but I think that the evil eye is supposed to like represent something with like negative energy being off of you or something like that. I'm not fully sure what the evil eye is, but if any of you guys know what the evil eye represents or symbolizes or means, let me know in the comments so that way I'm not giving any false information. But I think that it's just really cute that they are literally matching from the jewelry to the bras to the cream suit. They're really giving this real duo presentation in this video, in this collaboration together, which I think is just really cute. And it also helps keep um, the looks cohesive across the board. So I think that's really interesting. But now they have a man in this video, so let's see. He's sweating, so he's scared. They got him scared. Okay, so they are in a full, like, dark red, burnt red. Um, Look, each of them. Different silhouettes, but I think that it's just, personal taste. But I still see a little gold here. But again, like the dark, full red look, I like it. Um, I think because they're standing on this man's head, it definitely brings a level of intensity. Because the man, he also like he was sweating. Um, and them literally standing on his head, I don't know, it just kind of just feels like it's super expressive in terms of power and being in control. And this dark red here just kind of exudes a sense of mystery as well as danger, surprisingly. So definitely proceed with caution. It's kind of like the message that they're giving. Also, we can see the continuation between Jennie and Doechii being very intentional in terms of the silhouettes and the colors that they're wearing so they can keep that continuation of that dual vibe together, but again, keeping it true to their own individuality. So I think that's really, really cool. And then I'm not seeing that much texture, but because I see like these plumes or like these feathers that Jennie's wearing, which is definitely a different type of texture, let's just kind of talk about that. So, in terms of feathers, right? Feathers are typically associated and they kind of symbolizes freedom as they're connected to birds. And, you know, birds, I think, in the human gaze, definitely have the ability of freedom because they can get up and go and fly wherever they want without needing to do much. So feathers are definitely associated with flight. And here in the video, I think that these feathers represent freedom in a sense that it is tied to financial freedom and financial success, which has granted these women a high level of freedom. And it definitely makes sense to what's being communicated lyrically in the message um, of this video and what we see fashion wise. Because again, we are trying to determine if what we see fashion wise makes sense to what we hear lyric wise. Um, so guys, always be on the lookout for that when I'm doing these videos because I want to know what you think Is this fashionable or is this nonsensical? And so far, I'm definitely getting an answer. Okay, let's continue. Okay, purple look. Okay, I'm gonna pause it like here. From what I can see, it's like a two-piece cap sleeve, high-waisted short, and a crop top and like boots or whatnot. Let me just play it and see if I can get a closer little look. Okay. And then she has the gloves with it. Um, I saw some type of effect going on with the top part of her blouse. So definitely from that, I'm going to say this is a faux leather look. Now, from what I can see, this look, I think it's a really nice look. Um, it looks really cool to me. It looks kind of futuristic, but still modern, still contemporary. Um, you know, but dark purple, again, when we think about the color analysis that was done earlier, is that, dark purple is associated with luxury, power, and royalty, which has been a common thread between all the looks that we've been seeing Jennie and Doechii wear in terms of a color breakdown analysis. So, we're seeing a common thread here, a common message. Um, Now, it looks like, I don't know, it looks like it's made out of faux leather to me. I mean, I would say this because if it was latex, it'd be, again, too tight, it'd be too constricting on her, difficult for her to move, and obviously that wouldn't be um, healthy. But again, there is a shape on her chest that has to be made out of faux leather in order for that effect to sustain while she's moving and things like that. Now, um, if her body was visible in this outfit, it'd obviously be a little easier to tell. But I'm just going to imagine the blanked out spots just to be where her body is. So it's a four-piece suit that has matching gloves to it, right? And matching boots. Um, Again, from what I could see, the collar was mock neck when it had like came closer. Yeah, when it had came closer, the collar is a mock neck collar. Um, and she's wearing high-waisted pants or hot pants. And I think that the leather is used to perpetuate a sense of power as well. So kind of giving like this power stance. Because leather is typically associated with a form of having power, apart from it always being tied into having something to deal with a level of sex appeal or sexiness. So this look, with the first look, and with the full red look, are all kind of making sense together, fashion wise, in terms of what they're expressing. Um, so, yeah, let's just continue. Literally, like the fact that they're saying, "Do my ladies run this? Ladies run this," is definitely indicative of them having the power, them being in control here, them literally running this. Oh, it's over. Now, if we think about, again, with the lyrics that we heard and the fashion that we've seen, is this fashionable or nonsensical? To answer that question myself, I'm definitely going to say this was fashionable. I think that a lot of the choices was made strategically and was made really to pull that message through, whatever message that Jennie and Doechii had wanted to get across lyrically, which was women are empowered. Women don't need men to be successful. They don't need men to gain wealth. They are wearing the pants nowadays. They are figures of power and strength with the suits that they were wearing, you know, um, the gold with the jewelry and even Jennie's little grill definitely was a high showcase of success and wealth. Um, so I actually think that this video did a great job of blending the fashion and the lyrics together to create a full story and a clear message. But you guys let me know what you think down below. And also, again, the evil eye. I don't want to give any false information. So if anybody knows what the evil eye represents or symbolizes or whatever the meaning is of the evil eye, please also shoot that down in the comments and let me know. And I'm going to start taking requests of what music videos you guys want me to analyze from a fashion standpoint that you may love. Any video will do. I'm really interested in learning and seeing what videos that you guys are interested in. And let's just see how we can work together and figure out if what we see and hear in those future videos makes sense lyrically and fashion wise. But thank you guys for watching this fashion analysis of Doechii and Jennie's video Extra Large. Until the next video, see you soon.